Now recognize the member from Cowichan Valley.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. And I was moved by much of what the previous speaker talked about with his health issues, and I'm glad that he's back in the saddle again. I also agree with him that we want real communities in British Columbia, not a bunch of camps. We want real communities with real families earning a living in northern British Columbia, so you're right on that one as well. But there's some things, Honourable Speaker. You know, I've heard some of the speakers in here suggest that we in the NDP don't support LNG. We support LNG, Honourable Speaker. We just have a more focused, reasonable plan, one that protects the people of British Columbia. Make sure that we talk about the environment, that we protect our people, we protect our community. That's what it should all be about, not about just playing games. Now, what is extremely concerning to me now, Honourable Speaker, is what we're hearing is a complete reversal. This government has now completely softened their approach. They've gone from, sugar plums and it's going to be wonderful days ahead to now, well, not so much. It's just a chance now, Honourable Speaker, just a chance. Well, we should be pretty alarmed about just a chance, but I would say that this is as close as it gets to a full admission by this Liberal government of election jiggery pokery. Honourable Speaker, there's lots of verbose baffle gab and just a whole lot more jiggery pokery, Honourable Speaker. It's hard to take this Premier at her word anymore. She knows what to say, Honourable Speaker, but then she does what she wants. She's backed down on every major commitment she said about LNG. The throne speech was completely devoid of the 100,000 jobs she promised. They have abandoned mentioning eliminating the provincial debt. Oh, it's just a chance now. Or the magical prosperity fund, gone, vanished like yesterday's news, Honourable Speaker, and I suspect there won't be any real action on a carbon reduction plan at all. Remember, the promise was that BC would have the cleanest LNG facilities in the world. You know, Honourable Speaker, the one thing we can agree on is that we may need more skilled workers. But, Honourable Speaker, they should be free workers, free of the label of being a temporary foreign worker, free of being controlled and manipulated by one company, free of being manipulated by the boss and under the boss's thumb. They got to have the right, working people in British Columbia, to stand up and be free in their workplace, Honourable Speaker. You know, this government plan and just running off to federal government and say, bring on more foreign workers, that means we're going to have no action by this government to protect the workers, just more of the same, take them, use them up, and throw them away like yesterday's news. The Premier promised to eliminate the debt, the provincial sales tax, and more, but now I question these Liberals. Are they really in secret negotiations with Petronas? And we heard the Premier talk about 15 others, and they're in negotiations, and yet they are still unready to unveil their plan. So they're in a tight spot, Honourable Speaker. I would suggest they've been negotiating by leading with their chin, because you don't go into bargaining telling the world all of the money you're going to spend when you haven't even got a plan, no taxation plan, nothing to really unveil. You know, by starting bargaining, claiming you know the results, that is an absolute failure. That's a bargaining 101 tells you don't lead by saying what the end result is going to be. Can you imagine Now let's use this example for just a minute. Can you imagine if I bargained that way when I acted and represented thousands of forest workers in the forest industry for more than 50 different companies? Imagine if I said to the workers, brothers and sisters, you can vote for me and I will bring you in bargaining a prosperity fund so large we can have a pony in every yard, a Mustang in every driveway. Vote for me and I will invite you to the jobs and prosperity fund I will create for you. A magical mystery tour beyond your wildest dreams. Not only will you be debt-free, brothers and sisters, soon you will no longer have to pay any taxes either. So how do you like me so far? You know? How do you like me so far? That's what we were witness to, was that kind of nonsense. But the reality, Honorable Speaker, and inevitably the reality has come home to roost, and now they're under the boss's thumb, getting their instructions, awaiting their instructions, I would suggest. And when you think back to the liberal spin doctors drumming up all these visions of sugar plums, they could have gone even further, Honorable Speaker. Just think of this. You could have really had fun. You might as well dream big or go home. And if you're dreaming big, why wouldn't you announce that with the Prosperity Fund, there's so much cash, we can't even take the time to count it. We're going to just stuff some of the cash down in a room in the basement in the legislature. We'll have so much overflow cash from the Prosperity Fund that for a small fee, British Columbians can go in to the legislature and just throw the cash around for a while, or they can turn on a big fan and have a bit of a rinse in all of the cash. Just roll around and have it blow all over you. Wow, what wonderful fun. Now there's an election platform you could get working people all wrapped up in one nice little bow.
An honourable member? Honourable member,
Speaker,
noting the hour.
My right to come back and speak tomorrow.
To adjourn the debate.
Adjourn debate.
Thank you very much, honourable member.
Thank you.
Honourable members, you've heard the question. All those in favour? Opposed? Motion is carried. Government House Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House do now adjourn.
Honourable members, you've heard the question. All those in favour? Opposed? Motion is carried. This House at its rising stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.